My deepest and darkest secret flies lie within these boxes. Truth be told, I don't have any secret flies. I wish I did. These are just all the fly boxes I take when I'm going to a pond or a small lake warm water fly fishing. The fisheries around here contain your typical warm water species for this area of the country. A variety of sunfish, largemouth bass, white bass, crappie, um, walleye, catfish. And for some reason this year, I've been catching catfish on the fly rod, never on purpose, but I've been catching one almost every time I go out, usually real small ones. Well, let's get to it, and I'll show you what I take warm water fly fishing with me. Well, let's get started with the panfish box. Pretty simple stuff here. Most of these boxes contain flies that I'm confident fishing almost all the time. So to start with the panfish, we've got 4 different colors of size 10, took an extra, micro poppers. Pretty self-explanatory. Things are a blast to fish with. I like to throw these on my 4-weight. Next is 2 different colors of mop flies. These have a tungsten bead head, number 10, and tied on jig hooks. Next, we have a couple of different kinds of topwater beetles. Size 10 and size 12. And 2 different colors of Lano bugs. Super, super productive fly, especially when nothing else is hitting. Black and white, unweighted woolly buggers, which I also like. I like throwing all this stuff on the 4-weight if I have a choice. And some little ants. Next, we'll go to, it's kind of the crossover box. I throw most of these on my 5-weight. And anything in this box will catch just about anything in these lakes and ponds around here. I never really catch any big bass with these flies, but I always catch some bass. Although I've caught some big ones with the woolly buggers, the bigger woolly buggers. So more of the size 10 unweighted, more of the size 10 mop flies on jig hooks. Then I carry 4 different colors of size 8 beadhead woolly buggers. I carry a black, a white, an olive, sometimes a brown. These here are thin mints, one of my all-time favorite flies. Squirmy worms in 3 different colors. Grab one of these. These have a small tungsten bead head on them, and they're tied with MFC's Trina's squirm material. It's kind of a cross between chenille and squirmy worm material. You kind of get, the movement's kind of between both of them too. They're a little bit more durable than the squirmy material, not quite as durable as the chenille because the coating does tear off, but it's kind of a good compromise between the two. And then just some egg flies. Now next, and this is a new thing for me this year, is I have a box just for carp. I carry an 8-weight with me when I'm on the boat. Just recently started doing that, just in case I see any carp. I start with it rigged with one of these. It's called the Carp Mall. And I don't remember. I think these are size 10. They might be 8s though. I think they're 8s. This is a heck of a fly, and it'll catch more than just carp. I mean, you can, like I said, I've got the 8 weight rigged up with it all the time to start out, anyways, and then it'll, if I see a bass, if I see a carp, I can throw at anything with this fly. It kind of imitates a leech and other things. Then we've got the Voodoo Mule. That is definitely a carp fly. And then is the hybrid worm soft hackle. Pretty self-explanatory there. Also another carp fly. If I'm throwing the dark maul at them and it's not getting their attention, I'll throw on one of those last two. Or trusty old moth fly, same chartreuse, size 10, on jig hooks with tungsten bead and a brown color. And these were tied with a car wash mitt from the Chemical Guys, the chartreuse one, and then this brown one is from a Rain-X car sponge type thing, or I don't even know what you call that. Anyways, that's it for the carp box. Now this is my go-to for bass. I have a 7 weight that I keep rigged up for bass all the time, pretty much. I always start, and you can tell it's my favorite color in this pattern. I always start with a number 4 chartreuse and white clouser minnow. I've caught more fish with this fly, including the first fish I ever caught on a fly, and I don't see this ever going away from me. I tie it on. I feel like I can catch something, anything within minutes. So definitely my highest confidence fly. I also keep in there black, a red and white, a gray and white, and then this one kind of has bluegill colors. Now, sometimes when I'm throwing, especially when I'm throwing a lot of woolly buggers with the 5 weight, sometimes they just hit. I carry a ton of extras, so, and you can definitely see my color preferences. White tends to be what I catch the most with within 100 miles of here. Now, my last box, also geared towards bass, I am not confident with these. None of them. That doesn't mean they're not good flies. It just means I am not a good popper fisherman. I also throw these on the 7 weight or the 8 weight. I've got various colors of foam ones, some of these hard ones. I did not tie any of these ones, by the way. I need to fish with these more. I've only caught a couple, and they are really, really fun to catch fish on. I'm just not very good with them, or I don't think I'm good with them, and I don't catch a lot of fish with them. And I think if I learned to tie them, I would probably do a little better too. That generally gives me a little bit of a confidence boost. Alvin Dito has foam poppers that he makes. I think he calls them the Dito popper, and they look real simple to tie. I think I'm going to learn that pattern and kind of slowly replace everything in this box with a couple of different sizes of those. Let me know what you think on popper flies. If you got any tips, patterns that you prefer, colors, let me know, man. I could use all the help I could get. I know the bottom line is I need to fish them more. I also always bring Oros indicators, like you've seen in probably most of my other videos. And I bring an extra fly box, a small one, and a couple of pucks. The reason I bring the pucks is if I'm fishing with somebody and they don't have a pattern that I have and they like it, I'll give them a handful of these. I'm not gonna be greedy. And if I'm lucky enough that somebody gives me flies, or if I'm going fishing in an area where there's a local fly shop, which is very rare for me, then I'll stop in and get some local recommended flies, and I'll keep them in here. And I'm always hoping to come across a pattern that'll become a new confidence fly for me. Again, you guys know the type of water I normally fish. If you have some suggestions that goes along with the way I fish and keeps things simple, I'm happy to try them out. Well, that's all I've got for this one. Pretty simple. I don't like things to be too complex. I know some of my gear loadouts make it seem like I do like a lot of stuff, but really it's none of it's complicated and it's all very organized and easy to grab and go when you're on the water. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you got something out of this. And like I said before, if you have any suggestions, I'm always open and happy to hear them. I hope to see you on the water soon. Thank you.